Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for staying with us on GMT. Good morning, Tobago. It is Friday, the 29th of November. And of course, we are at Standards Distributors Limited. So we're on the outside, as Adana would say. We're not in studio in downtown Scarborough this morning. And for those of you who have been following us from 7 o'clock this morning, you know that there's a hum, a buzz. I don't know if you can hear all the plastic wrapping noise happening behind us. It means people are spending money. They are getting deals. But let's turn to our guests sitting with me this morning. We have Chrisan Daniel and Leroy George, both from the Tobago Writers Guild. Chrisan, you are the secretary of the guild, and we have Mr. George, who is a public relations officer. So I'm not sure who would want to answer this, but for our viewers who never heard about TWG, Tobago Writers Guild, what is that organization about and why do you exist?
Hi, good morning.
Right,
so the Tobago Writers Guild, it's 18 years old, although we've been registered for only 13 years. And we function more or less like a union. We're an NGO, a non-government organization, and we function kind of like a union for writers, but also as a motivating sector for writers also. So we have exercises, we've been doing exercises very recently, showing writers how to become more prolific as writers, etc. Even the next meeting that we're going to have, which is tomorrow, we're going to have Candice Jackson, who I'm pretty sure you're acquainted with. She is the vice president of the Media Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and she's going to be coming to one of our regular meetings and showing us how to become more prolific as writers of articles, newspaper articles and magazine articles, etc. Because every single Friday, if you buy a Guardian newspaper, around page 20-25, somewhere thereabout, you would see an article that is written by one of the Tobago Writers Guild writers. And so of all the writers we have over 60-some writers. They all have an opportunity to send in their articles, etc., and have it published. So, and just about every article that has ever been sent in by any of our writers has been edited, etc., by our president. Most times does the editing, but there are other people like Sean Bigat Hodgkinson, etc., who would help with the editing, and it gets published out there.
Who is the president of the Tobago Writers Guild?
Jewel Bean George, I believe you'd be acquainted with her. She has a show on the show, on this this book club corner, which happens every Wednesday, and so that is the president of the Tobago Writers Guild.
So what's the benefit? I see myself as a writer. What's the benefit of joining an organization like this?
Well, the benefit that you can get, you have guidance from persons who are also published authors there as well. And also we have workshops that we can teach authors, wannabe authors basically, how to go about writing, how to get your work published, you know, all these sorts of things. So you learn a lot. And also we bring in persons who are established to come and teach persons in the guild how to go about, you know, to be a successful author, that is.
And for those who may consider themselves writers and never realize that this wonderful organization exists right here in Tobago, how can they become a member?
Well, they can go on our website, the Tobago Writers Guild website, and they see the forms that they could fill out also. And, you know, fill out your form, and, you know, of course, our president will also get back to you and he'll let you know that your application has been accepted also. So basically that, yeah. So it's quite
is it only for published authors, or if I just consider myself a writer, can I say, well, I'm a writer? Do I have to show you my work if I want to be a part?
You join the Tobago Writers Guild without even writing one single article, without having anything published.
All right, fair enough.
You have the ability to write, then you call, right? The number that comes immediately to my mind, 484-6726, right? You could call that number, or you could WhatsApp 750-8369, and you would get an interview most likely by the public relations officer like myself, or maybe the secretary or the president, and we just find out what your interests are, etc., because there are different committees within the Tobago Writers Guild, like the lecture series, like Next Chapter, which the more artistic writers tend to be a part of that, etc. So we figure out where you fit in. So once you get in, you could hit the floor running and really be the best writer that you could be. So that's how you could go about
because
doing
the
that.
support is there. So sometimes, people think you have to be on the professional side of the art form to join the organization, but I really like the idea of coming in, even as an amateur, yes, and being shaped and molded and being put on the path so you can hone your skills. Excellent. So let's go back to that first event you spoke about, the hybrid meeting that takes place Saturday the 30th of November. You mentioned the feature speaker would be Candice Jackson, and of course we are very familiar with Candice right here on Tobago Updates, and she's a vice president of the Media Association of Trinidad and Tobago, also known as MAT. And Candice is going to be, tell us again, Candice is going to be guiding the participants on what topic?
On exactly how to go about writing journalistic articles, right? So articles for newspapers and also articles for magazines, etc. As you know, Candice, she is the vice president of the Media Association for Trinidad and Tobago. And so we've been doing very regular meetings on writing exercises, etc. And so this is a regular meeting, but even though it's a regular meeting, if you would like to learn how to be a better writer where journalistic writing is concerned, and that's the type of writing I do myself also, then you could just reach either of those numbers that are called right there, 484-6726. You could call also your WhatsApp 750-8369, and you could be a part of it. You could have a discussion.
This is a hybrid meeting, so tell us what you mean.
So if you want, you could come to the Shopper Multicultural Complex, right, at 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's where we're going to have it. The persons at the front desk right there will guide you to where the room is, etc. Or if you want, you could go to the Tobago Writers Guild Facebook page or Instagram page. You will make sure and put it everywhere, and there will be a Google Meet link, and you would be able to follow the Google Meet link so that you could be there virtually if you don't want to be there physically or cannot be there physically.
Right, excellent. And of course, Chrisan, I want to bring you on the conversation, and let's talk about the union, December 8th. Tell us about that event.
Okay, well, that event is basically the union where we have usually the Writers Guild put on two major events, that is the Reading Fest and the Literary Fair. But this year we decided, okay, we're going to join the two. But the Reading Fest is basically where we invite the amateurs, persons who are not part of the guild, to come and perform, right? And from there now they will be able to join our group, right? And then also the Literary Fair is basically, pardon me, where we have persons, members of the group who perform for the Literary Fair. So this year we decided we're going to put the two together. So we're going to have the part where the amateurs come to perform and also the members perform. So we're going to join and have a collaboration this year, December the 8th, at the Anne Mitchell Gift Auditorium in Scarborough. So that will start at 6:30 p.m. So it's going to be basically a really amazing day for persons to showcase their talents, right? So we're inviting persons. They can contact us at the number 468-7203. You can reach out, and say whatever you want to perform, and of course we'll put you in on the itinerary for performance.
Right, so another forum where you can showcase your talent, or just, maybe you challenge yourself to do something before the end of the year. Well, time is definitely running out, but here you have an opportunity to perform at the union. Again, that is going to be held on the 8th of December, the Scarborough Library at the Anne Mitchell Gift Auditorium. And now I have a ticket in my hand, and I saw the entrance fee, and I don't know if I'm reading it right. So let Chrisan tell me if I'm seeing my glasses is working properly.
Yes, you're seeing it right. It's only $20 this year. We just put the prices down there a bit here, because also you want to encourage persons to come and also participate in our Christmas hamper drive as well. So you want to make it accessible. We don't want persons to feel like, hey, this is too much, we can't afford it. So I find $20 is just basically it's a small fee to pay for a really amazing event.
Let's not call it a fee, but a contribution.
Oh yes, thank you. Wonderful word. Wonderful
contribution. Because again, it's about supporting the art form, supporting an organization that sees the need in developing our own people here on the island. And can children come, even if they want to perform? Can a mommy call you and say, I have a child who likes to read, and I want them to read an excerpt from a book, or something like that? Can they do that?
Members of even from 6 years old performing, because we're so shocked to see that Tobago has such an amazing talent. And the children, we have children from as young who have wrote their own stories. We had children performing last year for the Reading Fest who wrote stories. What they did, that was coming from the St. Patrick Anglican School. And I think they had a really nice something that was going on there, but one of the teachers there. So she taught the children how to become writers and also how to publish. So they came with their stories and they ran. It was really amazing.
And as you mentioned that, I know that, I think it's earlier this year, if I'm correct, the Little Jewels Early Childhood Center, they also had a project with their preschoolers where they wrote books and the parents had to help produce it. So there was an exhibition at the library showcasing, and even of course it's preschoolers, so the language you could tell that some of them were really involved in the process, but then the parents now who produce these books with their creativity, it's amazing. And I said this is definitely a keepsake and a moment that these children would remember, because you saw some of them looking and they would call their friends' name, that's whoever book and that's my book, and for them to have that experience. So kudos to all of you who are encouraging our children, because it will definitely go a long way. So again, you have the meeting tomorrow at Shore Park, right? And that's at, remind me the time, Mr. George?
That would be 5 p.m. And if I may just add one more
thing,
we were talking about how we reduced the price, because originally the literary affair and etc. would be like $100, but we drop it down to $20, etc. Also, in terms of contributions, every single year a lot of families look forward to getting a hamper from the Tobago Writers Guild, because we have the hamper drive. December 14th is the day that we'll be giving out hampers to persons who would appreciate it the most in our society. But this year, we're also making a bit of a call to members of the society who may want to contribute in the hamper drive, whether it be donating of canned products or whatever they want to donate, etc. You could also do that. You could go to the Facebook page, or you could call any of the numbers that you would have heard throughout the course of this interview here, and you could be a part of that.
And for those who are coming to the event, the union, can they also walk with their contributions of non-perishable items? Right, so $20 plus bring something that can go in the hamper. All right, definitely. I mean, $20 you could walk you could walk with a bag with something in there, right? And remember, it's the Christmas season, so yes, bring the rice, the flour, but throw in a little snack for the kids who didn't get anything really. It's Christmas and we know how it can be. It's a very hard time for some families, but this organization is making a difference, so support them. And at $20, I don't want to take over your PR, but at $20, bring the family. Come on, at $20 you can afford to bring the family and encourage your child even to be a part of it, or somebody Let's encourage each other, because we had Mr. Arnold earlier talking about Tobago Star Quest, and it's about getting us comfortable to express ourselves, to talk in front of people, to sing, to perform, and it really goes a long way. So thank you so much, and congrats to the entire team who, sometimes organizing these things can be quite challenging, but you all have not given up and you keep pressing. So, and if you didn't get one of the tickets in hand, I am sure they will take your $20 at the door, because some of us, we last minute in making up our minds, and you might say, what, I ain't doing nothing ready, I could well go the people thing. So December 8th, $20 your contribution, and walk with something that can also go along in our hamper. It will definitely be appreciated. So thank you so much. All right, so viewers, thank you for staying with us. We are not quite done yet. Of course, Adana took her walk through in the store, so I have to get mine too. So when we come back, we'll see some of the shoppers on the floor and be reminded of all the activity happening down at Standards this morning. And remember, Standards sets the standards. So we'll be right back.
So wake up and hear me neighbor, 60,000